Now, you use the words matrix, and some of the conversations I have with people is that we live in a simulation or a matrix. Are you saying that as well?
I've worked so hard to get grounded and be present here in this reality. So any of the models that kind of speak of this being an illusion doesn't really feel like of great service to me. So any of the models that kind of speak of this being an illusion doesn't really feel like of great service to me because I work every day to meditate down to get here and to be here and commit to this lifetime. So, so yeah, I think everybody needs to honor their worldview and do what works for them. But I really like to commit to relationships, to being here, to sensation, to body. You know, I love eating. I love being present to the gift of what it is to be a physical human being here. But yes, when I crossed over, it was like a beautifully organized spider web and these golden lines. And I've done my best to try and draw it several times. This is a close-up of a bigger drawing that I did. So I keep attempting to draw the magnitude of what I saw during my death experiences. And that's what so much of my art is inspired by.
Every day I would go to the beach and I would sew under the trees in the sand. And I had no care for what is this going to become. At times I was conflicted. I thought I'm just weaving my own web of attachment. I should be a monk. I should release this thing I'm creating.
And all of the souls have hands dipping down into this pulsating, swirling, like this skein of energy that was made up of like a skein of yarn, only tiny individual threads, gossamer like cobweb, like a bunch of cobwebs, only they were a light like a fiber optic line would be.
Our soul is electric. It's very electric. That's how we're all connected, is by electricity, by this web of invisible webs everywhere. All everywhere in the universe is connected.
In connecting all these were little spider web-like filaments that all reached back to this glowing source of all creation.
And this is very similar to a vision I had in my NDE in the core realm that I call the Indra's Net vision. And it was one of this beautiful tapestry. It was like seeing an ultimate higher dimensional spider web with all of the webs and tendrils representing sentient beings in their progressive incarnations. And all of it led to this glowing center.
Nothing is what it seems. That was the most important thing, was nothing is what it seems. Everything you think you're seeing on the planet or you're experiencing, nothing is what it seems. And so as I'm trying to kind of understand, like back in my head, I'm thinking, why are they showing me all this stuff? And I was confused about how this is supposed to be something for me. And in the next moment in front of me, what appeared was a spider web. And there was actually layers of spider webs.
And so from there, I met another being, and he had a long, narrow face and a beard and a sheep herder's staff. And he was the presence of peace. And in the place I met him, I call it my field of despair. And there I was shown that when I went back, when I would return back to life, that something very tragic was going to happen to the people of my village. And in a way, being able to see that ahead of time and grieve that when I was on the other side of the veil prepared me to be able to survive what was going to happen when I came back. So I met this being that some people might consider Jesus, and he was the presence of peace. And when he bent his forehead to mine, is like I say, when I saw the web of life, and that each of us are a jewel in the web of life. And again, he was showing me I could belong to everyone, every mountain, every creature in the ocean, and that no one is excluded. No matter what people have done, they may have pushed themselves away from belonging in the web of life and kind of turned their back on their divine belonging by harming others, by doing harm to themselves. But Creator does not push people out of the web of life.